The ability to contract muscles for prolonged periods is strongly influenced by the amount of carbohydrates stored in skeletal muscles, called glycogen, with muscle glycogen depletion becoming the decisive factor limiting prolonged exercise. Most runners have enough stored glycogen to provide energy for only about 70 minutes of running. Even with the contribution of fat helping to delay the depletion of glycogen, moderate intensity running can only be sustained for 2 to 3 hours. When you run out of carbohydrates, your muscles are forced to rely on fat, and consequently your pace slows down because your muscles regenerate energy slower when using fat compared to when using carbohydrates. To compensate for a lack of carbohydrate, your smart liver, sensing the carbohydrate fuel tank is getting low, synthesizes glucose from non-carbohydrate sources, namely amino acids and lactate. With the popularity of marathon running has also come the popularity of carbohydrate drinks, gels, and bars to replenish blood glucose while running. It seems that everyone now does Sunday long runs with a fuel belt around their waists. While ingesting carbohydrate during long runs may make you feel better since you'll maintain blood glucose level, it defeats the purpose of the run, which is to deplete carbohydrates so your specific adaptations are achieved. Your body responds rather elegantly to situations that threaten or deplete its supply of fuel. With no carbohydrate, the muscles are forced to become more effective at using fat for energy. Following the long run, more glycogen is synthesized and stored than what was previously present, thus increasing endurance. The more your glycogen tank is emptied, the faster it's refilled. The extra glycogen you have packed into your muscles increases your ability to hold your marathon pace to the finish. To create the largest muscle glycogen storage capacity possible, you need to deplete muscle glycogen on a regular basis. Since ingesting carbohydrates during your long runs provides muscles with an accessible fuel, the 3 adaptations you want to achieve, the muscle's reliance on fat, the liver's ability to make new glucose, and the depletion of subsequent resynthesis of more glycogen, are blunted. Therefore, if you want to maximize your physiological adaptations and improve your marathon performance, go without ingesting carbohydrates on long runs. The marathon itself, however, is another story. In the marathon, it's important to maintain blood glucose levels for as long as you can, so you can maintain your pace and delay fatigue. Begin ingesting glucose about 30 minutes before you start to feel fatigued, so the glucose has time to be absorbed into your blood. Continue ingesting glucose every 20 minutes to maintain blood glucose level. While there is a different strategy for the marathon compared to training, you don't ever want to do something in the marathon you haven't done in training. So you don't want to consume carbohydrates in the marathon when you haven't never done so during your long training runs. Otherwise you may end up with some gastrointestinal distress in the race and spend half the marathon in porta potties along the course. You need to balance the physiological purpose of the long runs with the practical gastrointestinal issue of consuming carbohydrates while running. To attend to both issues, I recommend alternating your long runs during which you consume and don't consume carbohydrate.